I can speak for myself. I was trying to have a conversation, but the individual who was asking me questions wanted to play victim. She wanted to play that I was yelling, and I'm not yelling.
Would you like a bench trial, where I'm the trier of fact, or would you like a jury trial?
I'd rather have a jury.
Okay.
That's not racially biased or discriminatory or racist, period. I didn't want that lawyer because he wasn't working in my favor.
Okay, so do you want a different court-appointed attorney then?
Yeah, one that's black, not white.
For the record, Judge, I have reached out to Ms. Patton with MIDC. Mr. Turner doesn't want us to represent him anymore, and we're trying to arrange other counsel.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys are all racist. That's the problem I have. Because I have recorded evidence. I have recorded evidence that the police have lied about the situation. And they have recorded evidence.
About getting a black attorney for you.
What's that? What'd you say?
I said, see you next week.
Mr. Turner?
Yes.
All right, I had a court-appointed attorney for you. I've been made aware that you do not, you wish to either get your own attorney or represent yourself. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, I'd rather represent myself because this attorney is not working in my favor. I have presented evidence to you guys.
Okay, so hold on. So we're gonna set this up. Let me set this up first off. I just wanted to make sure on the record. All right, so Mr. Gazicki, you are released.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this for an in-person settlement conference. Actually, you know what? If Miss Manarino, are you available right now for a settlement conference? All right, so it was set for a settlement conference. I'm gonna go ahead and put you, Mr. Turner, into the breakout room with the prosecutor. Okay? So, Mr. Turner, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with the prosecutor. Okay.
Okay.
And the two of you can discuss your matter. And if there's a resolution, fine. And if not, we'll just set it for either a bench trial or a jury trial. All right.
Okay.
All right. So here's breakout room, prosecutor, the main prosecutor room. We'll go with that.
Thank you, Judge.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, Mr. Turner, I see you're back. Miss Manarino, you're back. Was there any resolution, or are we setting this for an adjournment or a trial?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Turner and he indicated that
I can speak for myself. I was trying to have a conversation, but the individual who was asking me questions wanted to play victim. She wanted to play that I was yelling, and I'm not yelling. I'm simply being firm about what I'm saying because for the simple fact I presented evidence showing that these police are dirty cops. I sent y'all a USB drive showing that they lied about the whole encounter at the bank. That was a whole setup. They cut my card, and then they took half of my money and mailed it to the apartment address that I no longer live at. And that caused me to be out here a whole month with no sleep. And then these tickets that you guys are trying to hold me accountable for, I had contested these tickets in Allen Park, or the ticket that you're referring to when I was on Party Road. My car was parked. I was literally living in a Heritage Park for the past year. So I don't understand why you guys are trying to ruin my life, making me pay tickets that I cannot afford because I am living out of my vehicle. Now that I don't have my vehicle, which is in the impound illegally because the police had no reason to take my car. My car wasn't even parked on the bank's property. My car was parked somewhere else. So I don't understand how these police officers had the right to take my car, and now they jacked the price up to almost $2,000 to get it out of the impound, knowing I was staying there. They set me up for failure, leaving me to die in the cold because I have nobody to return to for shelter at all.
Sir,
my car was my only shelter.
Mr. Turner, you are charged with the cases. As far as towing your vehicle, I have no idea what that case you're talking about is. It's not in front of me. The cases that I have in front of me are an allegation that you had drove a motor vehicle. I don't even know what vehicle, but that you were driving a motor vehicle on a suspended license on August 24th of 2023. The second case I have is that allegedly on January 18th of 2024, that's just last month, that you were disturbing the public. And then the next case is disturbing the peace. That's the same day. The next case is having an unregistered vehicle. That means your vehicle was not registered with the Secretary of State on the registration. And then the last one is 2024, January 18th, driving on a suspended license. That's what I have in front of me. And I don't have any towing or impounding type of a case in front of me. These are just misdemeanor cases in regard to citations.
The lawyer just told me that those charges was dropped. He said the last two charges was left.
Sir, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I'm going to let you know you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. If you want a trial, I'll set this for trial.
The lawyer just told me those charges was dropped. He said the only last two charges I had was driving with a suspended license and another ticket. That he said all of them were dropped before I asked him.
Do you want me to set this for trial?
Why are those charges still on my account when he told me that they were dropped?
I don't know what other charges because you're talking about Allen Park, and I don't know about
Allen Park. I'm referring to the bank incident. I sent you a USB drive showing that the police are lying.
Right, and I can't look at anything you send me right now because that's called an ex parte communication. If the prosecutor tried to send me something, which they wouldn't, but if they tried to, I wouldn't look at that either. The time for me to look at all the facts is at the trial, when everyone is sworn in under oath and everything is done properly under the rules of evidence. So I'm just want to make sure that your constitutional rights are being upheld. Would you like a trial or not, or would you or not?
I was told by the lawyer before I released him that those charges were dropped.
Listen, I don't care what you were talking about with him. I'm the judge. I need to know, would you like a bench trial, where I'm the trier of fact, or would you like a jury trial?
No, because I see that this justice system is corrupt. How can a lawyer sit there and say the charges are dropped, but now because you're my judge, all those charges are resurfacing? I'd rather have a jury. Okay, that's not racially biased or discriminatory or racist, period.
Sure, and you have a right to that. So, are you at the Melvindale address or are you at the Detroit address?
I am homeless. Those are that's the mailing address. I don't live there. It's just where my mail is received. That's why I sent the paperwork to the lawyer that they appointed me to, who I did not sign my signature for, to show that I do not have a place to stay. My car was my residence. And I wasn't driving that car when they issued those tickets. Just like how I was at the bank, I sent the USB drive showing that they lied about me disturbing the peace.
Sir, again, you have a right to remain silent and you're not under oath. I'm not taking testimony today. That's what I'll do at the trial. So I'm just letting you know.
So what about this personal bond? What about me not being able to travel? Because you got me restricted on a personal bond when these police illegally detained me. It's called corpus. They had no right to arrest me for some false charges that didn't even happen.
Well, the whether or not they bring charges or not, that's based on probable cause, and if they had probable cause to arrest, and if they had probable cause.
But they didn't. My USB drive, showed that they lied.
Listen. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead. If you interrupt me one more time, I'm just gonna remove you because I have no way of stopping you because we're not in person. We're on Zoom. So stop talking over top of me. You're gonna get a date in the mail.
Now this is going to take longer for me to get my vehicle back. I asked the lawyer to have me a pardon because they legally took my car.
Again, I'll mail it out to Detroit, Michigan, and that's where we'll send the notice. Okay.
And now how long is this going to take? And why can I travel? Why can't I leave the state of Michigan?
Right. Because I don't want you to abscond. I want you to make sure you appear at trial.
I definitely gonna appear on Zoom, but that's not cool because you guys illegally detained me and violated my rights, sexually assaulted me in a jail cell, and then now you want me to sit here and prolong my
person. Mr. Turner, you're gonna appear in person. It's a jury trial. We don't do jury trials by Zoom. So you're gonna be here at the courthouse when you get the notice, and we're gonna mail out the notice to you. All right. If you decide to hire your own attorney, make sure you give the notice to your attorney so he comes with you on that day, okay?
The attorney just told me all those charges was dropped regarding the bank. How can they research
Listen,
it?
I just told you, he's not the judge. I'm telling you, he's not representing you. So if you want to have your own attorney, you're more than welcome to hire your own attorney. You stated you wanted to represent yourself.
Because I released him, now all those charges are going to come back.
Over top of me. Mr. Turner, I'm telling you what, if you were standing in front of me right now and you had talked over top of me that many times, I would have held you in contempt. You can't keep cutting me off. I'm trying to explain to you what's going on in as kind of a words as I can. I want to make sure you understand your constitutional rights and that those are upheld. You're going to get your day in court. You're going to get a jury trial like you asked for. I'm telling you, if you hire an attorney, bring the attorney with you. If not, you said you wanted to represent yourself. That's fine. You have the right to do that. And so we will have a date and time that's going to be mailed out to you. Like you stated, I asked you what address. You told me that's where I'm going to mail the notice to. And then when you get that notice in the mail, if you do decide to hire an attorney for yourself, let that attorney know so that he knows what date to come in with you here at the 23rd District Court at 23365 Goddard Road in the city of Taylor. Because it's going to be in person. It's going to be, okay, well, I'm just saying, then I can also appoint you a different attorney, but I already appointed one to you who's very competent. But you stated you wanted to represent yourself. We're having it.
No, I didn't want that lawyer because he wasn't working in my favor.
Okay, so do you want a different court-appointed attorney then?
Yeah, one that's black, not white.
Okay, well, first off, that would be racist of me to choose anybody based on their race. I can't do that because that doesn't make any sense.
The lawyer you just sent to me was not trying to help me. He was trying to get me to plead guilty on some things that I shouldn't even plead guilty on in the first place because they had no reason to even stop or to give me a ticket in the first place.
Okay, so again, you're testifying and you're talking and you could be remaining silent and not have it silence used against you. We're going to have a trial. If you want a court-appointed attorney, let me know. I can appoint a different attorney.
Yeah, I do because I can't afford one. But how long is this going to take? Because this is my time that you guys are holding up.
Okay, so you are entitled to a competent attorney, so I'm going to appoint Mr. Jeff Fanto to you.
Isn't he just the attorney I just released?
That was Mr. Gazicki. All right, so we're going to mail out a copy of the date for the jury trial, and we're going to mail it to the Waring address. We'll see you in person on the day of the trial, okay? Have a good day, sir.
Where's the trial, though?
Where is the trial? Here at the 23rd District
What date?
Court.
What is the date?
I don't know. I'm gonna have my clerk pick that based on my calendar of all the cases that I have. I do thousands.
I am living on the streets right now. I don't have a residence, so this is put on my time.
Cases. I'm just gonna keep talking. So if you want to just try to talk over me again, I don't understand. But I don't know the date specifically. But we're gonna pick that date, and then we're gonna mail it out to you so you have notice of it in advance. Okay?
I need this to be expedited because you guys are holding me up. I don't have a residence right now, and this is taking too long.
No one is holding you up. No one's holding you up. You're gonna get your date in the mail. Okay? Have a good day.
4 to 6 weeks later.
No matter of People versus Turner. Mr. Turner, can you hear us?
Yes, I am here.
Did he say yes?
He was talking.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, Mr.
I asked for this. I'm here. I asked for this. I'm here. I asked for the charges to be dropped because I have supplied several documentation showing that the arrest was unlawful. I went to a Chase Bank to discuss why my car was cut because I have no home. I was living out of my vehicle, and I had obtained 2 tickets that caused my license to be suspended due to a cop being a cause of homosexual. My car had got totaled when I had a Chevy Cruze, and it had got stopped in the middle of the road. And because I told the cop not to touch me because I had a gash in my arm, he got offended and wrote me a ticket saying that I impeded traffic and that I had insurance that wasn't valid. My insurance had literally just expired. I had showed him documentation of me leaving my apartment because I have a signed documentation from Richard Page from the Allen Park judicial system
stand to remove without prejudice, but I couldn't find a problem because most people were discriminatory against that eviction notice, that eviction on my record. So I had reported human trafficking when I was sleeping in Heritage Park, which the cops failed to respond the day of. I actually watched somebody get forced into a blue van and sexually assaulted. So several days later, someone else called because of this van, and they approached my car. I had cussed these cops out because I had called before, and one of the officers recognized my voice and said, "Okay, Mr. Turner, I know who you are. You called again the first time, but somebody else had called in." And I said, "Yeah, I don't understand why you guys are approaching my vehicle because I work for Walmart in Woodhaven, and I have no place to stay." So they left my car alone, and they continued to harass me. They gave me 2 tickets after that, after I left the library. And then when I went to the park several days later, they had took my car, impounded it without a warrant, without probable cause. I got my car out of impound because I had unemployment benefits that was deposited into my account after that incident, which was a couple $1,000, which all that got eaten away because I had to pay to get the car out of tow. I had to pay for a hotel because the officer that took my car the first time, she had no warrant, no probable cause, and she took and threw me out of my car, threw my belongings out of my car, and left me stranded with all my luggage and in the cold weather. This was in January. Then on January 18th, I went to the bank because I had filed a dispute about a transaction regarding my hotel stay because the hotel stay left my bedroom door open while I was asleep. So I filed a dispute with the Chase Bank, but they cut my card because I used profanity to express my frustration at how they were not honoring the fact that the hotel breached the contract of my safety by leaving my bedroom door open while I was asleep. So I went to Chase Bank. I recorded this footage and I put it on my Facebook. I also submitted a USB to the attorneys that was assigned by the previous judge assigned to my case. But because that judge and those attorneys are racist and corrupt, they poorly represented me and gave me the crappiest deal possible, even though I submitted USB with that information on there, and I also submitted, documentation of my homelessness and my court date with unemployment to get the rest of my benefits because it's scheduled in April. So here it is. I'm without no place to stay. I have not had a good, decent night's rest since January 18th after I left the hotel. After I got dismissed from the jail cell. These cops had sexually assaulted me in that jail cell. They detained me. Then they took me to processing where they sat there and they lied on paper saying I was suicidal. They have audio on those camera footages. And I asked them, I said, okay, I should be suicidal because of what y'all just did. Y'all just took my car, I live out of my car because I presented documentation to the officers that were showed up at the scene of the incident. I have a signed eviction notice on hand in my glove compartment that I keep on me just in case cops stop me because of my car issues that I have. I didn't have money to get my paperwork straight due to the fact that I've been homeless.
Mr. Turner, you're in court, and all this conversation you're having is being recorded.
I know that's the point because this lawyer that was appointed to my case is purposely poorly representing me. He told me the reason why he would not get my car in the deal that they tried to present to me, meaning they were going to drop all 4 tickets that occurred at the bank. I'm like, okay, if you're going to drop all 4 tickets that occurred, if you're going to drop all 4, tickets that occurred at the bank, why is my car?
Mr. Turner, you're probably going to have to come into court in person to resolve these. Because I just don't understand what you're saying. Counselor, Judge, what do you say?
Judge,
if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm asking all charges to be dismissed, and I'm asking the release of my vehicle from the impound.
Mr. Turner, I'll tell you when to talk. Now is not the time. Counselor.
Why is it not? You just asked me to speak up.
Mr. Turner. I'm going to adjourn this case for 1 week. I expect you to be in court on the Goddard Road in Taylor. I want you in person. No more of this zooming in. If you're not here next week, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand?
Why? Why do I have to attend? I don't have transportation, and I don't have income right now.
I can't understand you.
Excuse me?
I'm adjourning this for 1 week. I expect you to be
Why am I being subpoenaed to show up in person when I have no transportation or no income coming in?
You're being ordered to come in. You're not being subpoenaed. If you don't come in,
ordered, subpoena's the same thing. So why am I being ordered to show up in person when I was told that I can do it via Zoom because of my situation, lack of transportation, lack of income right now? It costs money to catch a bus. It costs money to get a lift. I don't have any income at the moment in time. I am homeless and I have not had sleep since they took my car illegally. I provided evidence showing that they lied about how they detained me. Why has it not been included with my situation as far as the plea that they gave me?
Anything else?
What's that?
For the record, Judge, I have reached out to Ms. Patton with MIDC. Mr. Turner doesn't want us to represent him anymore, and we're trying to arrange other counsel.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys are all racist and corrupt. Y'all trying to sit there and give me a hard time when I'm homeless and I provide documentation showing that I'm innocent with the tickets they gave me. That's why they're trying to drop the 4 tickets in the first place. If they're trying to drop the 4 tickets from the bank incident, why are they not releasing my car? That's the problem I have. Because I have recorded evidence. I have recorded evidence that the police had lied about the situation. And they have recorded evidence.
See about getting a black attorney for you.
What's that? What'd you say?
I said, see you next week.
No, you said something about a.
Oh. I'll get the microphone. You don't want him anyway.
One week later.
People versus Willard Turner.
Judge, with Mr. Turner's permission, I'm requesting permission to withdraw from the case. I have spoken with Teresa Patton, the regional MIDC counsel. She's indicated that she will appoint an attorney not part of our group here. And Mr. Turner's given me permission to provide her with his phone number and email so that that attorney can reach out to her.
Okay.
So I'd ask this matter maybe be set out 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That way they can facilitate, or if you prefer 1 week.
The quickest is.
So 1 week, Judge.
Sure.
1 week, Judge. And I will, as soon as we're done here, I will send a note to Ms. Pat.
So we'll set all the matters for the 9th. And this is a pretrial and settlement conference.
Yes, sir.
Is this with the jury or is this with
No,
not the
this-
jury?
No, this is a pretrial and settlement conference.
Why can't I have it today?
Excuse me. So the your court-appointed attorney that you're looking for, I guess.
I can represent myself.
Do you
They
want to
forced my signature in the first place. And then he has the nerve to sit there and try to
Sir,
represent me
first off,
and do the worst deal possible.
hang on a second, because you have a right to remain silent. I don't want you to accidentally say something.
I'm not. I know what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just.
And I have proof of it.
Sure. I'm just asking that you're not cutting me off. I just want to make sure you understand your rights, because a lot of people don't. I just want to make sure. I always make sure that people do. So.
They violated my rights when they took and detained me.
Well, first off.
So I don't even know why I'm here.
Do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you not want a court-appointed attorney? That's all I'm asking.
Why is it that you guys are continuously inconveniencing me? First,
Nobody's
that y'all assigned to me. I didn't even sign my signature. I didn't sign my signature for a court-appointed attorney. And then you gave me a lawyer because you gave me the opportunity to talk, and then you're trying to interrupt what I'm saying. This is part of my experience. Y'all violated my rights from the jump. And then you're still inconveniencing me. And then you want to talk over me like I don't have the right to defend myself. This is me representing myself. You want to stop me from defending myself?
I didn't stop you from anything. I just asked a question, yes or no. Do you want a court-appointed attorney? That's all.
I had one, but obviously you guys keeping inconveniencing me because she didn't show up. There was another female that was assigned to my case. They sent me down for documentation. First, it was another lawyer, and then I asked what was going on with the.
In this matter, there was not. I have 2 house counsel. Both of them are male.
He was supposed to be a lawyer, and then they replaced him with female because I didn't like his representation. He was giving me the worst deal possible.
Mr. Turner.
What evidence I provided a USB drive showing that when the police arrived, I was not causing disturbance. The bank also has camera footage of the whole incident showing that I did not cause a disturbance, but that's what she told the police. That's hearsay. And you illegally detain me when I have no felonies and no misdemeanors. And then you take away a day of my life. I don't get my random rights written to me. They sexually assaulted me. They made me wear a gown, a suicide gown with no clothes on, and a freezing jail cell for a whole night when I committed no crime. And the best deal you can give me after you steal my car because it wasn't on the bank's property at all. It was actually at the bar. I had my car started because I live out of my vehicle, but I wasn't driving. I actually had my car parked And I explained that to the officer when they came and detained me after I was standing outside. The young lady who was assigned to my case, because I was wondering, like, why did they cut my car and why can't I buy gas? Because I'm out here without a place to stay. I even have documentation that I sent to this lawyer who was supposed to represent me today, but I asked him to, recluse, because it's like, dude, you're not giving me the best deal. They stole my vehicle, and then they stole a day of my life when I committed no crime. And if they were good cops, they would have did due diligence and watched the camera footage to show whether or not she was saying was truthful or not. But they didn't go off of that. They violated my rights and detained me, then took the vehicle that I was staying out of. I already had dealt with harassment before because I reported to them about human trafficking in the park that I stayed at. I was staying at Heritage Park. I said, hey, there's human trafficking going on. I know because this guy, blah, blah, blah. They ignored that until someone else filed a complaint. And then they took my car away the first time. That's the reason why I ended up at the bank, because I filed a dispute with the hotel I had to stay at, because they took my belongings out of my car without a warrant, without probable cause. Took my car the first time, which I have receipts. Then I got my car back because that was the only place for me to stay. After I got my car back, I called Chase Bank like, hey, why am I being charged for this hotel stay when they violated my rights? They left my bedroom door when I was asleep. I said no disturbances. They had no banner for me to put outside my door. They just opened my car, my hotel door, and left me vulnerable. So I went to the bank to ask why they stopped my car, because I couldn't buy any gas or any food.
Mr. Turner, you're talking about a lot of facts of the case, which is what the trial is for. And everybody's under.
But we were supposed to have a pre-trial today, but you're trying to stop it because I don't want him representing me like I can't defend myself.
I didn't say you couldn't. I just asked, would you like?
He asked for an extension another week, but why?
Because you don't want him. You don't want him
as
your attorney.
I had an attorney, but I mean, the deal that you're giving me is not good.
Listen, I need yes or no answers to the following questions.
I can represent myself.
You want to represent yourself?
Yes.
Is what you're saying. You understand the job of representing yourself. You understand that?
Yes, because I provided evidence of my situation, my hardship. I have it in my bag downstairs.
Okay.
I have tons of proof. I have visual, audio, video.
That's
corroborating my
great
story.
for trial. That's great for trial for not right now, because I don't want you said some facts about the case, and you don't have to say anything about the case. And nobody's here under oath. Nobody's here in the trial situation.
I know, because I feel like why do I even have to be here when they illegally took my car and they put me in a situation that forced me to come before you?
Again, you're arguing a point that isn't the time for that argument right now. So
This is
you understand? Do you understand the law and the charges?
Obviously,
do you understand?
Yes,
Okay.
I want to defend myself.
Because what I would do is, if you didn't, I would have him still stay on as just a second chair. It's like if you had a legal question about something. Would you like him to stay on your case?
I want nothing to do with this man.
Okay, so just making sure, because
I already cleared it.
You do
I
not
just
have.
told you I represent myself, and you just keep undermining me. I don't
undermining
want
anything. I haven't.
The deal you presented was disgusting.
I'm telling you what now.
And you think it's
If
funny?
you make one more allegation of me undermining you, I'm just asking you questions. That's all I'm doing. I just wanted to make sure, because do you have a Juris Doctorate? Did you graduate from a law school? Anyway?
I don't need to. If I study enough law, I don't have to have a degree to justify my answer.
Sir, I'm not disagreeing.
You're trying to insult me. You're trying to say because I don't have credentials, that means that I'm not able to defend myself.
Not at all.
Yes, it is a subliminal insult. It's
not at all.
as well.
Absolutely not at all. I grew up going to the library every day and reading free books about all kinds of stuff. I know a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even need a degree for.
Right. So
I agree with you.
I agree. Topic of discussion. Why did you bring that up about why you asked me if I have those credentials?
Because I want to know if you wanted someone to as a backup behind you that you could ask questions.
Definitely not this guy. That's why I told him to recluse.
Okay,
because he wasn't trying to help.
You said definitely not this guy. You
Absolutely.
Like somebody else.
That's more of my time. That's what you don't understand.
And
they're taxing me every day in my cars and every they're raising the price, bro. So it's like, okay, if I get out of here and you say, okay, I'm dropping all the tickets, right? I still have to pay $1,000.
So you'd like to talk with the prosecutor today?
For my car payment.
You'd like to talk to the prosecutor today? Yeah. That's what a pretrial is about. It's a pretrial / settlement conference where you get to talk with the prosecutor, and if the two of you can come to some sort of
agreement. That's why that's on my case.
So go outside here. The officer will take you to the office. We're going to put you on the phone. Since you're here in person, he's on Zoom. We're going to go ahead and put you on Zoom, and you can take care of that. Mr. Fangio, you are so welcome to. Yes, you are. You can withdraw in this case.
Thank you.
All right.
20 minutes later.
Judge, we're back in the main session. I haven't been able to come up with a resolution for Mr. Turner's case.
That's because he's giving me the poor options possible. Again, I have evidence showing that I was not driving my vehicle. Just because my car was parked at the bar does not mean I was driving. That's also called designated drivers or people who are arsonining your vehicle. They could have left the scene. They wasn't present when I pulled up there or how I got there. They were present while I was standing outside the bank. My car was still on, and I told
Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner, you're back in the main session. You're not in the breakout room with Mr. Greco.
I know, because they're trying to prolong this process after violating my civil rights. They have no reason to even keep me in this trial process.
Two questions, sir. These are yes or no questions. One, we're going to set this for a trial. Yes?
This is the trial. And the deal was he was going to drop the 4 tickets.
No, the trial is not today, sir. The trial is not today. If you want a jury trial.
The resolution that was given to me was he was going to drop the 4 tickets.
Sir, do you want a jury trial?
I want to cancel. I want to handle this matter as soon as possible. I don't want to prolong this situation at all.
Okay, so do you want? It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question. Do you want a jury trial? You have a constitutional right to a trial by jury. Do you want the jury trial?
I want a resolution today. And as far as the deal that's been in place,
well, there's not going to be a resolution today because you have a right to a jury trial. Would you like a jury trial? Yes or no?
Why can't I accept the deal? Why can't I accept the deal? What's up with
that? Willard, you can accept the original deal if that's what you want to do on the driving license suspended.
The deal was all 4 tickets are dropped, right? That's including the bank incident. So if that's the case, then why won't they release my car? They got the price of my vehicle at sky high, and I can't afford that because I have documentation.
Your Honor, he won't accept. A deal has been offered.
That's not what I'm saying. You're trying to dispute what I'm saying. I'm trying to address the deal because if that's going to be the plea I accept, why can't my vehicle be released? Because they had no reason to tow it. I wasn't driving.
So there seems to be a confusion as to whether or not you are accepting the deal and whether or not you agree to the deal. And I want to make sure that you understand the deal. So just Mr. Greco, what is the offer that was made to Mr. Turner?
He can plead guilty to driving while license suspended, the 2024 or the -0067-OT case, dismiss the other charges. And that's what's been presented to him before and what's presented to him today.
All right, so Mr. Turner, just so you understand, and that includes the civil infractions, Mr. Greco?
That's correct, Your Honor, to resolve.
All right, so Mr. Turner, there's 2 civil infractions, no plates, no proof of insurance. Both of those would be dismissed. There is a driving on a suspended license from 2023 misdemeanor, that would be dismissed. The disturbing the public would be dismissed. The disturbing the peace would be dismissed. The misdemeanor for unregistered vehicle would be dismissed. The civil infraction for no proof of insurance from a different time would be dismissed. And then you would plead guilty to driving on a suspended license. So you'd be pleading guilty to 1 charge, 1 misdemeanor, that's punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. That's up to, I'm just telling you what the maximums are. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases would be dismissed. Are you accepting, do you understand that offer?
Why is there jail time if I plead to not drive my license?
Mr. Turner,
I have a question.
I'm trying to explain that question to you. It is my job when I tell somebody what the deal is to give you what the maximum possible penalties are under that criminal statute. That doesn't mean that I'm just making you aware.
I totally understand it, but what I'm asking is, okay, I presented if you don't have income, if you're not working, and unemployment is playing with your money, leaving you in a hardship where you don't have income. Those things require income, and the context of those tickets that I got, my car was totaled. Someone was speeding in a residential area and totaled my car. Right, the officer issued 2 tickets. That one was stating that I was impeding traffic, and the other one said that my insurance was expired. I didn't have the money to renew my insurance, so this cop gave me 2 tickets that suspended my license. I had filed a complaint with the city council in Huntley Park. I also filed a complaint with their police station about the officer. Their officer is no longer on the force. But the judge who was responsible for hearing my complaint as far as when I wrote them a letter, he did not dismiss the charges, which affected my license. I am trying to survive. That vehicle was my residence, sir.
Sure.
Where's the compassion?
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. I need to know, because today I'm doing one of two things. You guys can come to some sort of resolution, or I administratively need to get this case set up for the next step. And the next step would be the trial stage. So did you understand the deal that you would be pleading guilty to 1 count and 7 counts would all be dismissed? Do you understand that part? Okay. All right. So this is just yes or no. Is it just yes or no? Sir, this is just yes or no. All right. So I just want to go piece by piece to make sure you understand everything that we're talking about here, that's been offered to you.
Yeah,
secondly, do you understand that the one case that you would be pleading guilty to is a misdemeanor? And under Michigan statute, for this particular misdemeanor, the possible maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. Do you understand that?
Right, but that's the problem, because I'm living in a hardship. I don't have a home, and that was the only place I had to resort to. So, like, you're trying to sit there and punish your own, trying to survive.
I'm not punishing anybody. I didn't say, sir, stop. I didn't punish anybody. I didn't punish anybody. Sir, I'm gonna hold you in contempt of court if you keep cutting me off. I'm literally trying to inform you as well as I possibly can of everything, the totality of everything that's happening here today for you, and giving you every option to make an informed decision. All I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that this is your sentence or will be your sentence. You haven't even pled guilty yet. I'm just telling you what the maximum possible penalties are for this particular crime that's in the offer that you would be pleading guilty to. So, in order to plead guilty, you would waive your right to a trial by judge or by jury, the right to call witnesses, cross-examine witnesses, the right to be a witness for yourself, or in the alternative, the right to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. Do you understand those constitutional rights?
Yeah, but my constitutional rights were violated because they didn't catch me driving my car. They went off a hearsay and they detained me. How is it fair to me?
I'm not, sir, this is not the trial. I'm just asking you, I'm just ascertaining what you are aware of and what you are not aware of. Okay? So if you were in a predicament, if they wouldn't have legally detained me. Mr. Turner, if you were to take this plea, if you were to take that offer, that deal that they gave to you, you would have to waive the constitutional rights and because there would not be a trial of any kind. Do you understand that part?
Yeah, and that's not fair. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking you, like, how is this fair to me? Because they legally detained me.
So so what you're saying is you're saying that none of this is fair and the offer is not fair. The other option is the other option is I set it for a trial. Would you like a jury trial of your peers?
But then that means I have to wait a whole nother month, right? With stress.
I don't know when that date is.
She's already set for May 7th.
They still have my car.
You're already set. It's already set. Mr. Turner, the jury date is already set for May 7th. I have to have the opportunity to bring people in there, and you have a constitutional right to have them come in. We do voir dire, where you get to ask the questions of the jury. When we're picking the jury, you get to participate in all of that. That's why I asked if you wanted house counsel, because the house counsel could assist you with that. You have studied that yourself, and you claim that you do know that stuff. So, and that's fine. You have a right to represent yourself as well. And I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm just saying there's only two options. I'm not going to just dismiss the case.
But my question is, okay.
Here's the thing. They have a deal that they offered you. I think you understand every single
deal, Your Honor. They illegally detained me for no reason.
We're going to set it for trial. Then we already have it set for trial. I had the trial on May 7th.
I'm trying to get you to understand. It's like, how can you sit there and undermine?
Sure, that's anything you want to testify to. You have the opportunity to do that at trial. You do have the right to remain silent. You also have the ability.
Detained in jail. They lied and said I was suicidal, and then they want to give me the best deal. My car's still in the impound. What about my bill?
Sir, you are going to have a trial on May 7th. At that time, I will swear you in. If you want to testify, you have every right to testify. You can be a witness for yourself. You also have the right to remain silent.
Decision. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so the decision, you haven't made the decision for what? Whether you're going to take this deal or whether you want a jury trial. That's the only two options.
Yeah,
which one
I
is
haven't
it?
made a decision on anything, but you guys are trying to force my hand, just like how they forcibly took me and detained me, and they had me butt naked saying I was suicidal. But yet I'm still.
I'm not forcing you to do anything, sir. I need you to answer the question because I have other cases to do. So do you want the jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the only two options we have today.
But if I plead guilty, that means now I have a misdemeanor on my file.
That would be correct. That is a correct assertion.
So you dirty my name with a legal detainment. And
right, so sir, I'm gonna listen. You're here in the building on the phone. It's hard for me to hear you. Just hang up and come right in my courtroom because it's just gonna be a lot easier to actually hear you. I can't. The phones are good, but not. My hearing is just not the greatest. All right, Mr. Turner. Yeah, I just probably didn't hear because my hearing's not real good, so I just want to make sure I'm hearing. So what I'm asking is this: today they had offered you a deal. You're more than welcome to take it if you like to. If you don't think it's a good deal, then don't take the deal. That's entirely up to you. No one's forcing you. I'm not.
I have a clean history.
Stop interrupting me. Stop huffing too. Listen, I'm literally trying to explain to you what your options are, and just
and I'm aware of.
And you pick. Okay, so you're aware of.
You're not giving me good options though, because you already violating my rights.
I'm not violating any of your rights, sir. I'm asking you, do you want a jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the two options that I have today.
And I can't negotiate. I can't renegotiate the deal. Like you guys.
Oh, you were in there. It's not between me. I'm not part of the deal. I'm just the guy who adjudicates everything. The two parties are the ones who talk about the deal. And you had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Greco.
And I'm asking, do you feel this is fair?
That's not for me to call. It's your case. I can't tell you what to do. When I'm wearing these robes, it's like being a referee. I can call the whistle, blow a whistle, throw a flag, but I can't give legal advice to either side. If Mr. Greco had a question about your case, he'd say, Judge, what do you think I should charge? No, that's on you, man. That's your job constitutionally. There has to be a separation of powers.
Is this been recorded? Are you documenting all this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
There has to be a separation of powers. I can't tell him what to charge. I can't tell the police department what to charge. They're the executive branch. But you're going to sue me for civil rights violation?
You're assigned whoever is responsible for violating my rights because you're overseeing this. It's before you first, right? And I just
it's before me because I have
right. And I just told you, which I have.
You have two options. Would you like to jury trial or would you like to take the
force me to
stop interrupting? Seriously, stop interrupting.
See, okay.
No, because you can't interrupt me because I'm asking you a question. I need an answer to.
I already gave you several answers. I asked you a question.
So we're going to set this for a jury trial.
That's not what I want. I'm asking
that's you have a constitutional right to.
It's my constitutional right to not go to jail, but they detained me illegally.
And this is not the time and place to argue that.
How is it not? You got me standing here.
We're not at trial.
Wasting my time. When these charges should even be put on me in the first place.
No, you have 3 seconds to stop interrupting me or I'm going to hold you in contempt. You have a constitutional right to testify at trial under oath where you are subject to cross-examination. This is not the trial. The witnesses aren't here. This isn't the trial. This is merely just an opportunity for you, the prosecutor, if you want to talk because you're representing yourself. Your attorney would talk with him, but you're representing yourself. So you had the opportunity to talk. Did you make a counter offer back? I'm assuming you talked in there.
I didn't get a chance to. He hung up. That's the point. You guys continue to violate my rights.
It's not you guys, because you keep lumping.
Because you're a part of that.
You are again interrupting me. I'm not part.
So I can't talk ever. I'll let you talk, but every time I have something to say,
I'm not part of them. I'm not part of them.
Conflicted about your morality.
I'm not part of them. There's a separation. Please take this into custody. Let's go. Listen. You want to? You want to just answer my question? Hang on 1 second. Do you want to answer my question? Do you want a jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the only thing I have to offer you today. There's nothing more that I can do because this is not the day for the trial. Nobody's here under oath. You have every single right to testify under oath at trial if you want to. But this is not the trial. So would you like a jury trial, which is already set for May 7th, or do you want to take the offer that they gave you? That's the only options you have. You keep lumping me in with them. I'm a judicial branch.
My question is why
executive branch.
Why I don't have a right to negotiate the offer and include what I actually feel is fair. I didn't get a chance to even vocalize that. They just dismissed me even bringing to the attention that they illegally detained me. So why can't I negotiate the deal?
Mr. Greco.
And then you got
Mr.
Hang
on a second. Mr. Greco, Mr. Turner is here and he says that he did not get a chance to give you his counter offer. So go ahead and give him your counter offer. What is your counter offer?
I have the right to sue because they illegally.
Listen, this is not a counter offer. What is your counter offer?
If I accept the deal, right, I want it to be all time served, that ticket drop as well, because I have proof that I am homeless, number one. And two, the officer did not catch me driving. I was in the facility and my car was still started. That doesn't mean I was driving my car, because you can drive you and utilize your car. He had no proof of me driving a vehicle at all.
Listen, and then you're getting into the facts of the case.
Right. Can I talk? This is about
it's not an offer.
It is. You said I can negotiate the deal, right? I'm trying to negotiate.
This isn't negotiating.
I have evidence showing my innocence.
They say that you're going to drop 7 cases and you plead guilty to 1. What is your counter offer? What is your counter offer?
I don't sue.
That's not even a counter offer. I'm talking about
because I have proof.
Not for this case. I don't have jurisdiction over that because that would be depending on how much you're asking for. That would be in circuit court downtown.
Which is next. This is tying up my time.
That's great. Go there. But what I'm saying is, this case is just a criminal case that's in front of me, and they're offering.
Right. They're offering as a criminal,
to drop 7 cases, and you plead guilty to 1. What is your counter offer to that?
And but it's like
all right. So is that your counter offer? Is that you won't sue if they do what? Drop all the cases, or
if I plead guilty because my license is suspended, so I can take responsibility and accountability that my fact of the matter is my license is suspended. But again, it was because a cop gave me 4 tickets. My car got totaled.
I understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is, I just want to understand so I make sure Mr. Greco understands. Your counter offer is that you would plead guilty to the driving while license is suspended, but you want the fines and costs waived and no jail time, and you won't sue. That's what
exactly because I can take responsibility.
Mr. Greco.
And I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm
just trying to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
I provided evidence of my hardship. There's homeless.
I would have taken all that into consideration anyway during sentencing, because that's what I do. And if you don't ask me, ask anybody. I waive fines and costs all the time for people who are in financial hardship because they can't control that the universe just took away all their money. And there's actually an ability to pay schedule and formula that I look at every single case. I don't just feel like $500. It's not my job. It's not my job to make money for the city. It's about justice for each case, and that's what I look at. So, Mr. Greco, just so the people have an understanding of Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner has offered, and I just want to make sure what I have in front of me. There's a meeting of the minds. Both parties have come to the same exact understanding of what the resolution is. Mr. Turner has agreed that he would plead guilty to the driving while license suspended on the 240067 case. The other matters being dismissed, just as you had stated. And he's asking if the fines and costs could be waived due to the fact that he's homeless, and any time served would be given credit for because you were arrested the original day.
On January 18th.
So there would be 1 day he'd be getting 1 day of jail with credit for the 1 day served. As to that, not really a counter offer, but slight variation on the offer. So you guys are pretty close anyway. As to the people accept that as the offer on the table today.
With his acquiescence to a full release with respect to no lawsuit, I think he put on there.
That's correct. I didn't say that part because he had said it, but that you're not suing. You had stated that you're not going to sue.
Can you include the vehicle? Because all my belongings is in here. I don't have the money to get my belongings out of my vehicle.
I didn't hear what you said about the vehicle.
Can you include my vehicle?
The vehicle, where is the vehicle now?
Area towing.
At area towing?
Your Honor, if I may, he does. I think the court has a form. The court has a form downstairs for him to file a motion with the court to appeal any impoundment fees. I mean, because that's really going to be him and area towing. But there is a form for him to fill out.
Okay.
So there's a form downstairs. So I can't.
It's like a motion. it's like
Yeah,
a motion hearing.
that's a separate civil case under the statutes, so I can't really include it into yours because this isn't about you guys. There's a different party who I can't make a party to your guys' contract. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you owed somebody money, I can't say Officer Frisky will pay it if you don't. So you're like, well, I'm not even in. So I can't say what area towing can or can't do. There is a form that you can file downstairs for the return of the vehicle, and we'll handle that case on that case. So
if I understand, Your Honor, the counteroffer is that he'll plead guilty to the 2024 driving while license suspended. He'll do this if there is an agreement that there is a waiver of fines and costs we could do time served on the time that he had indicated that he's in custody, with a waiver and release of any civil litigation in the matter, and we can be done.
all right, so with regard to the waiver and release, is that something that we're just going to do on the record, or did you want to send something here because he's here and I don't want him to have to take another day?
I have a very simple form that I can email to the judge's clerk and be done.
Okay, so do you have so how much time you got? Like 20 minutes or less?
I can get it to you in 5 minutes.
Okay. So in 5 minutes, let me recall this case because I want you to be able to look at that form that says basically it's a standard. I agree that I'm not going to sue type thing, but I don't want to put it on the record until you've seen it. So he's going to email that. Ronnie, when that comes in, let me just hit print and then we'll have Mr. Turner look at that. So Mr. Turner, if you want to just have a seat in the gallery and I'll recall your case because I want you to be able to look at that.
A few moments later.
This is reasonable claims, but you're trying to say that was separate incidents, which is how when they were all during that situation, that's how they got my car in the first place because the cops called them to tow it. But if that's not going to release my vehicle, then it's like that.
No, this release doesn't include your vehicle. That's between you and area towing. Like I said, area towing is not here. They can't be a party to this agreement because they're a third party.
So why was they called when they arrested me?
Because they were just performing a civil duty that they're contracted with the city to do. That's all.
But that makes no sense. If they're not.
Oh, listen, it does make sense. If you get hit by a car, they'd send an ambulance. The ambulance would take you to the hospital, and guess what? The ambulance company would send you to the ambulance. Stop interrupting me. I've been so patient with you, sir, and you just keep interrupting me. You somehow think that talking over top of me will somehow just change the situation. It's not. If the ambulance picks you up at an accident, takes you to the hospital, guess what? The ambulance is going to send you a bill for taking you to the hospital. And your insurance pays for it, and if it doesn't, if you don't have insurance, then guess what? You're on the hook for paying for it. Why? Because they took you to the hospital and helped you out. Area towing is just like an ambulance. They showed up. I don't know. There's some kind of situation. There's a car where it shouldn't be. All right, that's our job with the city. They take it. Now, if you think that they wrongfully took it, that's what that hearing over there is for. But area towing is not here today. And I'm not going to get into the car situation with you because area towing is not here because they're going to say, no, we did have a right to take a car. And you're going to say, no, you didn't have a right to take a car. And then I'll make my decision. I'll listen to all the facts. That's not, but what you have in front of you is about the criminal matters, not about that, not about the car. So you gave Mr. Greco your counteroffer. He sent the release form right there. And I have no problem with waiving the fines and costs due to your hardship and accepting the fact that you already served 1 day in jail, and that's fine. So basically, are you signing that and taking that deal, or are we setting it for the jury trial on May 7th? That's the question right now.
I want to make sure that my car is released to me. If the car is released to
me, problem. Okay, then we're setting it for jury trial May 7th.
But I didn't say I didn't want it.
I'm choosing because you're obviously not. You're not doing that, so there's only two options.
It doesn't reassure me my vehicle.
You stated on the record that you had no intention of suing them if you accept your offer and your counter.
Right, my offer was including the vehicle. That's
it
why
doesn't include the vehicle because area towing is not here. Area towing is not part of the plea agreement because they are a third party, a separate party. That'd be like me and my administrative assistant, Miss Hancock, coming up with an agreement, and in the agreement is like, hey, Ronnie, if I don't pay you the money that I owe you, you know what? I'll get Mr. Turner to pay it. You'd be like, hold up, I'm not even part of that contract. That's literally
because they wanted them to take my car, but they're
not part of the contract, sir. They're not part of the plea agreement. So are you either accepting the plea agreement as you modified it and Mr. Greco accepted it, or we're having the May 7th jury trial. So which is it? You got 3 seconds to find, because you've read through it all. We've had half an hour to look at it, and I answered every single question without giving you any legal advice that I possibly could. So which one are we doing? You
I
signing
move my property out the car. So if I can get all my stuff out the car.
that's between, again, that's between you and area towing. It's not, they're not part of the criminal matter. That's a civil matter between them.
I'm gonna take my chances with the court.
Okay, so you're gonna, you wanna go to the jury trial?
Yeah,
Jury
because that's,
trial.
that's.
All right, we'll see you at the jury trial. It's May 7th. Make sure you're here, sir.
Thank you
so much for watching Mrs Tizzo.
Put a lot of work into these videos
to bring you a full story on every
Case.
We are still a small channel
trying to grow,
and we can only do that with
your help. So
please consider
subscribing.
It really does help.
Well, that was outrageous with a capital O.